The story begins in a desolate area of Siberia covered in snow. Jessica, a woman, tells us that when she was born, a shaman had said she was cursed and whoever stayed with her would face misfortune. Jessica lived in this remote area of Siberia with her daughter, Lane, camping in isolation, as no one else lived there due to the presence of Russian soldiers. Jessica had previously lived with her tribe, but for some reason, she left and moved far away. They would change their campsite periodically to avoid being caught by the Russian soldiers. The place was so cold that surviving was extremely difficult, but they managed to live. Even obtaining food required a daily struggle. Lane had spent her entire life alone, but now wanted to meet people from the outside world. They had some dogs to help with hunting, but when one dog became ill, Jessica mercifully killed it to free it from suffering. Jessica and Lane then set out by boat in search of a new location. Soon, they spotted some Russian soldiers, which terrified them. Luckily, the soldiers didn't notice them, and they escaped quickly. After traveling for a while, they reached a place so remote that no one could find them. They decided to settle there and set up their tent. That night, Jessica couldn't sleep and, looking at a wolf claw she kept with her, recalled her past with her tribe, when she had lived happily. One day, her tribe believed Jessica was cursed and would bring ruin, so they expelled her. While wandering alone in the forests, she met a man named Jamie from another tribe, who invited her to join his tribe. She accepted and gradually, they fell in love. During this period, Jamie gave her the wolf claw as a gift. However, she remembered the shaman's warning about her curse and became fearful. The next morning, while searching for game with her dogs, Jessica found a badly injured man, nearly frozen and starving. He fainted, and Jessica approached with a weapon, intending to steal his supplies. The man regained consciousness and asked for help. Jessica felt pity and took him to her tent, where she treated his injuries. She checked his belongings and found a map and a radio. When Lane arrived, she was surprised to see him. The man introduced himself as Max. Lane told him he was lucky that her mother had saved him, as they usually didn't trust anyone so quickly. That night, Lane served Max soup, feeling fascinated by how close he was, as she had never been near a man before. After a few days, Max recovered, and Jessica and Lane took him hunting. Max expressed gratitude, promising to repay their kindness. Lane instructed him to hunt a reindeer, which he agreed to do. They spotted a seal, which Jessica hunted, and returned to the tent. That night, Jessica and Lane ate the raw seal meat, as was the tradition in their tribe, while Max cooked his portion. Max showed Lane the radio and played music, which fascinated the two women, who had never seen one before. Jessica began to feel attracted to Max and asked him how he had arrived there. Max explained that Russian soldiers had captured him and others from his village for forced labor, and he had escaped while working. Jessica told him to stay until the cold lessened and that he would be safe with them until then. Meanwhile, Lane also became attracted to Max and asked him to comb her hair, a task her mother used to do. When Max did so, Jessica turned away, jealous. Max realized Jessica had feelings for him too. The next morning, Max took Jessica's gun to hunt a reindeer, but Russian soldiers captured him. He used a knife to kill them and returned to the tent. Jessica warned Lane not to get too close to Max. Lane ignored her, which angered Jessica, so she left the tent. Max arrived shortly after, and Jessica told him she needed to talk, intending to reveal that she was cursed. Before she could, Lane interrupted, and Max mentioned he had brought plenty of food, delighting Lane. Over time, Lane and Max grew closer, making Jessica jealous. Jessica's past was revealed. Her tribe had been massacred, but Jamie survived, tied up. Jessica hid and witnessed a Russian soldier kill Jamie. Later, Jessica freed him, but a soldier assaulted her and left her suffering. She rescued her boyfriend, who was killed before cutting his rope, and kept his knife. Jessica heard a child crying in the tent, finding a young girl, Lane. She raised her. In the present, as Lane and Max grew closer, Jessica became jealous, fearing Max would favor Lane. Max asked why they lived alone. Lane explained her mother didn't want to live with others and moved due to Russian soldiers. One night, seeing Lane and Max together, Jessica left to hunt. Lane and Max became intimate, much to Jessica's distress. Months passed, Max and Lane's love deepened, and Lane became pregnant. They decided to leave the remote area and start a normal life. Lane told Jessica she was pregnant and wished to move with Max, shocking Jessica. She feared she didn't know Max well enough and felt hurt, withdrawing from him. Lane and Max prepared to leave. That night, Jessica asked Lane to sit with her, combing her hair, but then strangled and killed her out of jealousy, resentment, and obsession. Jessica peeled Lane's face and attached it to herself, intending to take her place, thinking Max would then love her. When Max arrived, he initially believed Jessica was Lane and became intimate. Jessica tried to hide the truth, confessing love, but Max became suspicious. Touching her face, he realized the truth and that Jessica had killed Lane. He fled, and Jessica remained alone in the tent, crying. The story ends here.